Are you getting a little tired of all the snow and cold where you are right now? Are you itching to get outside for something other than shoveling snow? I feel your pain. Well, actually, no, I don't, because I live in Ocala, Florida, and our winters, well, they're not quite like the ones that you might be used to. So if you like the idea of thawing out and spending all winter actually enjoying the weather instead of dreading it, hang on tight, because today I'm going to give you some really good reasons to start packing for a move here to Ocala, Florida. Hi there, and welcome to my channel. I'm Stephanie Frost, and as you might have guessed, I'm a real estate agent in Ocala, Florida. I'm here every week to talk about all things real estate in the Ocala and Marion County area. Sometimes it's real estate advice, sometimes it's information about the area, but it's all good stuff, even if I do say so myself. So maybe take a second to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on whatever wonderful thing I'm doing next week. Now I admit, I am not really well versed in the ways of a northern winter. I'm pretty much a Florida girl through and through. But it seems to me that there are better ways to spend your winters than shoveling out the driveway day after day or trudging through the snow to get to your mailbox to get that pair of shoes that you ordered online because there was too much ice on the road to get to the store. So how else might you spend your dreary winter days, you might ask? Well, if you lived here in Ocala, you could be out soaking up the sunshine by the pool. And actually swimming in that pool, not sliding over the ice on it. Because here in Ocala, our average afternoon temperature from December through February hits in at about 72 degrees. And by March, you're talking an average of 79. Yeah, I said it. 79 degrees in March. So next time that you're shopping online, you might just want to order a new swimsuit, just in case. Now, I'm not saying that we don't get colder days every once in a while. We definitely do. For instance, last week, I thought I was going to freeze to death. I'm talking fireplace going, thermal underwear, and electric blanket kind of stuff. I mean, it was 36 degrees in the morning for 2 whole days in a row. It was brutal. And this past winter, we actually had 2 nights below freezing, which is really unusual to say the least. I mean, 2 whole nights. It's practically unheard of. Of course, it was nearly 70 by afternoon, but still. And if the 72-degree weather is still too cold for you to think about jumping in the pool, well, you could always go hiking the trails on the Cross Florida Greenway to warm up. You see, back in the day, somebody came up with the idea to cut a barge canal right across the middle of Florida. They set aside the land to build it, and they even sort of started it, but it never got finished. So the powers that be decided to use that land, and they turned it into the Cross Florida Greenway, a 110-mile linear park that cuts right across Central Florida from the Gulf of Mexico all the way to the St. Johns River. The Greenway has more than 300 miles of trails of all types. Trails for hiking, mountain biking, horseback riding. There are even some trails that are paved for multi-use. There are even areas for camping, and some areas have water for kayaking too. Is hiking too boring for you? Well, how about ziplining? We got that too. I mean, who's never wanted to be zipping down a 1,000-foot rope hanging 155 feet over a spring-fed canyon? Not this girl. I'm all about the adrenaline. And I have good life insurance too, so no worries. If you like your hobbies a little bit more on the quiet side, how about gardening? You can garden all year round here in Ocala. And winter is probably my favorite time to work in the garden. It's not too hot, and it seems pretty much like spring all over again every single afternoon. You get that perfect combination of sun and breeze, so you don't work up much of a sweat. I don't do sweat. It makes my hair frizz and go flat, and that just makes me really cranky. Or maybe golfing's more your style. I am not really a golfer myself, but we have more golf courses here in Marion County than you can shake a stick at, several of which were designed by some of the best course designers in the country. And even if I'm not a golfer, I'm pretty sure that you can't play golf in knee-deep snow, so just saying. Now, a lot of people think that Florida is all about the beaches, and sadly we do not have any beaches here in Marion County. But that doesn't mean that we lack for things to do on or in the water. Marion County is home to over 600 lakes, rivers, and springs, including some pretty famous ones like Silver Springs and Rainbow Springs. And depending on which spring you're at, you can take a glass-bottom boat ride, you can go kayaking or canoeing, you can float down the river on a tube, you can go swimming. Heck, you can even scuba dive. The Hubs and I actually got our diving certificates just up the road a bit in Ginnie Springs back in our younger days. The spring water's always a crisp 72 degrees and crystal clear like you wouldn't believe. And no sharks to worry about either, so that's a big plus. But just like the fact that we don't have any beaches here in Ocala, I will admit that there are things you cannot do in winter here that you can probably do where you're at. Snow skiing, for instance. No snow means no snow skiing. So us poor folks here in Ocala just have to make do with water skiing on the lake in all this miserable sunshine. And no drinking hot cocoa by the fire afterwards either. We're stuck with pina coladas by the pool and cookouts on the lanai. And we never get to enjoy snow sledding down the hill or ice skating on the lake. We have to make do with jet skis and pool floats all darned winter. Ugh, the horrors. So right about now, you're probably getting the idea that winter here in Ocala is the perfect time for being outdoors. And that's because winter is the perfect season for outdoor fun here. I've only touched the tip of the iceberg of all the things that Ocala has to offer, winter, spring, summer, or fall. And I haven't even mentioned the fact that we have no state income tax, low county taxes, and some of the most affordable housing prices in the state right now. Plus, we have a ton of jobs available, thanks to all the companies moving into the area. So, if you're tired of fighting your way through the snow to your mailbox every day and wondering if you'll freeze to death before you get there or just lose a few fingers to frostbite on the way, just remember that you too could be here in Ocala, sitting miserably by the pool, sipping on a Mai Tai and slathering on the sunscreen. And if you're thinking that maybe you'd like to take a shot at surviving a Florida winter here in your new home in Ocala, just give me a call and let's make it happen. Before next winter.